What the hell does a zoo have to do with the freaking Cold War? I don't know. I wonder if there's a ghost exhibit in this zoo. You know, it is made by Treyarch after all. But what's up, guys? Anthony here again. I got a gameplay with a gun that I wish I could use more, actually. The M16 got a little silencer on it because it is search, trying to be quiet. And this is actually a little different because usually in my gameplays I run around a lot. I am a rusher at heart, but in this game I take things a little slower because this was like around, I don't know, maybe 12:30 at night, and I was starting to wind down a little bit, and no party, nothing like that. So it was kind of like quiet time for me at that point, and at that point I was like, you know what? I just wanted to use my M16, and I got lucky. I got a good connection, and everything seemed to work out. And look at, there's one of the ghosts. Oh, I found one. Um, but I actually don't have marathon on this class for once, which is a perk that I have found that I like on all my classes because I like to run so much. So it's a rarity that I don't have marathon on, especially now. But anyway, the one thing that I've been thinking about is with this map is I really haven't been to the zoo a lot throughout my life. I've been maybe once, maybe twice, but I haven't really gone to the zoo a lot, and that's kind of a shame. I really wish that I would have gone to the zoo a little often, or a little more often when I was younger, just because the zoo is a cool place. I like animals, and actually polar bears are my favorite animals. So I like this map because if you notice earlier on the flyers, there's polar bears everywhere. So I was tripping out during the game. I was like, oh, polar bears. Uh, I don't know. They're cool animals though. If I ever see them on like TV or something, I always stop and I'll watch them, just because it's something that I enjoy watching them. And I like orangutans a lot. And those, I don't know, those are my favorite animals. But I don't know. What are your guys' favorite animals? Because those are mine, and dogs too. But dogs are kind of, they're not really a obscure animal to be your favorite. You know, it's something like a giraffe or like a rhino or something. Uh, but in this game, I don't know. I had fun. I was by myself again, like I said, and it was a little different. Right there, I get that guy, and it was weird because I had no idea where he was, and I kind of just walked up and just saw him there. It's like one of those moments where you just turn around and you're like, oh, he's right there. He's right in front of your face. And thinking about that now, I actually maybe should have let him plant the bomb first. I could have actually got more points that way. But I'm just happy that I was able to get the kill and not mess up that whole situation because knowing me, I would have probably done it if it was a different time. But speaking of, just messing up things or things going wrong or right, last night was actually a really good reminder and example of why I should keep a positive attitude about stuff. Last night, I actually went out and I DJ'd with my dad. That's what I do. For those of you who don't know, and I've said this a couple times in past videos, but me and my dad run a DJ business, and last night we had a company party, and I had the choice of going or staying home. And originally I was like, I want to stay home. I want to go to the park and play basketball and do whatever I want with my Friday night. And eventually I decided against it. I was like, you know what, I need to go because I don't know. I got this feeling that I had to go. My dad was hinting at me that that he wanted me to go with him, even though it wasn't a mandatory job. And I decided to go, and it was actually good because originally when I went in there, I was thinking to myself, whatever, this is gonna be okay, but it's gonna kind of suck at the same time. So I didn't have the most positive outlook on the whole thing. But as the night went on, my emotions changed a little bit. My mood changed. I became more positive about it, and it's really important to do that because it actually turned out to be a pretty kick-ass party. It turned out to be a very, very, very good and successful event for both the people that work for the company, which the company's name was American National. It's actually an insurance company, and so that's really what kind of got me not so much bored, but I was like, well, I don't know really how great it's going to be. An insurance business party on a Friday night just doesn't sound like a wild time, but it actually turned out really well. And if you noticed right there, I threw down my C4, and I get really lucky right here because I trip it right there if you see the hit marker. And that was random. I didn't hear anything because I don't play with the headset or anything. And my TV was actually really low. I just kind of guessed, and it actually possibly won the round for us right there because he doesn't go back for the bomb, which is kind of weird. But Back to the party. The party was cool though. There were some interesting people there, and we played a lot of music that we don't normally play. We got into some funk, which I love, and I never ever get to really play any of it. But last night was one of those examples where we played a lot of music, and a lot of the people came up with requests that I didn't really expect. Like there was this big white dude. He came up to me and he asked me for some freaking Texas Tornadoes, which is a song that I would, expect like a Mexican person to come up and ask me for. But he asked me for it, and it just brought a smile to my face because I love just running into situations like that where you're expecting something and then something completely different happens. And that was really the whole moral of the story for the entire night last night. Last night could have gone really bad. I could have been really negative about it, but instead I was positive about it and it turned out really great. And I think that's something that a lot of people tend to forget is, you got to be positive about stuff. You can't always be negative about things because it just doesn't help at all. And that's really a big thing that I've been learning lately. And another thing that I've been trying to practice is smiling more and being more happy, laughing more often, because something really bothered me that I heard the other day. It was actually a study they came out with where they said an average baby smiles about 400 times a day, but an adult only smiles 17 times a day. And when I heard that, I was like, you know what? I can smile more, and I know I can smile more. I know that I should be laughing more often. And so lately, I've been trying to laugh and smile as much as possible, and just really just be in a good mood. And I think it really helps me. It helps me be in a better mood. And going out and playing basketball actually is a real big part of that because when we're on the court, we're just laughing, we're having a good time, we're making jokes, and it really just helps me pass time. It really helps me obviously stay active. It's a great way to stay active, and it's just really fun. It's loads of fun. And honestly, if you guys have anything like that, whether it's going to the park and playing with your friends, or if it's playing video games or whatever, if there's something that makes you laugh, I mean, my advice to you is just do it. But the game's wrapped up. We actually swept them this game, and I did pretty good. I went 9-1 using a gun that I really wish I could use more often. But the Polar Bear M16 has its moments, and this game was one of the moments where it worked really good for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a nice day.